know what they don't teach you in film school? How to tie your edits to business results. And if you can't do that, they stop paying you fast. But when you can, you become essential. You get paid more. You get promoted. This is the core of what I teach editors at Flux Cap. We turn creatives into performance strategists. We train them how to speak in results, not just creative vibes. So when they edit, they know what's working and why. The best part? This doesn't replace creativity, it amplifies it. Because now their creative work is making someone money. And as a result, they want to keep you around.
Marcus taught you guys the basics of editing. So now what I get to do is teach you how to apply it in a way that helps you make a living from it. Today, I would like to dive into terms. We're going to make sure that we're all using the same words to describe the same things. What I want you guys to walk away from is an understanding. When I say scroll stopper, you know what that is. When I say CSA, you know what that is. We'll start with Samuel. When you see this diagram, based on the training with Marcus, what does this look like to you?
It looks like the diagram for an edit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It is the layers of a Premiere timeline, the elements that go into an asset. I've laid this out as the way you would see it in your edit. We have all of this is your audio. These become your actual video. I'm calling it picture, but this is video, A-roll and B-roll. And then all the blue here are graphics. Notice that I've got everything on grouped layers. So the audio is all together, the picture is all together, and the graphics are all together. Now let's look at definitions. I'm just going to talk through all these and then we'll go back and ask questions. So we'll start with a concept. Concept is the idea that we're testing. I missed one right here. So in paid social, we test. The idea is that we put content out there, get data back, and know if it worked or not. We'll get into how to define a test and what a test is in later trainings, but the concept is that we are testing and get an answer back whether it worked or not. The asset is the video or image that we are testing. Usually a concept will have 5 up to 1,500 assets. Zari and I have done concepts that have gotten into thousands of variations and iterations. The asset is the individual version that we are creating. Now, each asset, as you can see here, we've got anatomy of an asset. So this is all the pieces that are in the asset. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Scroll stopper. Measured by the first 3 seconds of the ad, usually refers to the visuals on the screen. You can see here I've got reference scroll stopper, effects, and treatment. The reason why we call it scroll stopper and we only go 3 seconds, any ideas, Ben or Samuel, as to why we would only limit that to 3 seconds?
So I think it's what makes someone stop to watch the video, what makes someone drive interests in your video thing.
Yeah, that is true. Any idea why we would limit it to 3 seconds then?
I want to say that an attention span is 3 seconds is the time that you get to catch their attention.
It's actually really solid and it's accurate. The answer that I was looking for was the data. The data that Facebook tells us, hey, this many people watched 3 seconds of your video. So because they're telling us, hey, that parameter of 3 seconds, we can use that to judge performance. We are backing into the limitation of the data. The limitation of the data is I don't know who watched 1 second. I don't know who watched 4 seconds. I know who watched 3 seconds. Therefore, we're going to tie that and lock it to the scroll stopper. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And you can see it's represented right here. So hook. This is the first statement of the ad. I'm going to say that again. The first statement of the ad. So the opening statement of the ad is the hook. We measure it by the hold rate, which is 15 seconds of the ad. Some of your other trainings measure the hook by the 3 seconds. I do not believe that's a good choice because sometimes it takes longer than 3 seconds to state the hook. We subdivide it and do the scroll stopper and the hook. I like to gauge the power of the hook because if they just stopped, watched 3 seconds and kept going, The hook didn't have enough stay power. We measure the hook by 15 seconds. The body is the rest of the ad, containing urgency, credibility, and proof. Let's add this. We'll do it live. So we'll have urgency. What do you guys think these mean? Let's start with proof. Any idea what proof means in the context of an ad?
I think if I'm watching an ad, I want to see that it works.
Proof is simply proof that what we are selling, what we are promoting, what we are saying is accurate. We need ways to prove to the viewer that what we are communicating is true. Proof is one of the most powerful elements in ads. All ads should have proof. Credibility. Sometimes can get confused with proof, but credibility is about authority endorsing your product. A doctor, for example, endorsing a health-related product, that's credibility, authority. Sometimes social proof could be credibility as well. A user, a customer is credibility, especially in weight loss. If the customer has lost weight, we can use social proof as a form of credibility. Typically, this involves an expert or authority on the topic. Urgency.
Urgency has to do with creating fullness in your customer's mind. Like, we have limited products available, and if you don't get it now, we are going to miss out. Creating that needfulness in their mind.
Exactly. You're giving the customer reason to act now. These all go inside the body a bit, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The close is the last statement. The end, when you refer to a close in copywriting, the close wraps it out and typically involves a call to action. Do you know what a call to action is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go. Tell me.
A call to action. So I want you to do this. Maybe buy the product or come for a conversation. Tell me what I need you to do.
Telling the customer to do something as a call to action. We used to tell the customer to buy all the time. Now we have to do it slower. In the old days, we had to set them up. You guys seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street? The guy that movie is based around, I don't remember his name. George Cooper. Yep, that's it. He wrote a book, I remember the name, maybe Straight Line of Sales. The takeaway was to meet your customer wherever they are and bring them to the sale. If we apply that concept to ads, we don't have the customer's attention for 30 minutes, just 3 seconds. We're not necessarily asking them to buy. Sometimes it's fill out our forms, get a free consultation. So the call to action is to take the next step. Does that make sense? We're not asking them to go all the way to the end of the sale. We've got to meet them where they are. The call to action is telling them to do something. Click the link. Check this out, learn more. Anything asking the user to do something is your call to action. Your close is the end of that sale. Whatever that final step is in an ad, we want them to take that action. In our ads, it's usually click the link. Make sense? Cool. So this is call to action. In card, if you look over here, this is referenced at the end, a full screen call to action graphic at the end of an asset. Overlay graphics in the ad. I've got callouts here on this layer. You could move this up if you wanted, but I like it down low because it's more important than this stuff. These are typically benefits. Captions are word-by-word graphics that match the audio. A callout is when something they say is reinforced on the screen with text. It's a visual representation of the message. So if the message is lose weight fast, I'm going to say that in different ways and then put it on the screen, lose weight fast. Captions, callouts, these are graphics, and these will go the entire time. Captions will, but callouts definitely don't. Now, this is a next level term because it's a descriptor of a format. If your ad is not CSA, you will always get a note back saying your graphics don't match the visuals, your visuals don't match the audio. Choose a better B-roll shot because this B-roll doesn't support the core message of what's being communicated. When we write a script or if you're given an A-roll pass with people talking about a topic, I want visuals on the screen to support the topic. Does that make sense? What I see is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what I'm seeing. All right, before we dive into example, let's open up for any questions or thoughts.
If you're a brand that needs high-performing creative, or you're an editor ready to level up, or you just want to steal this training system for your team, let's talk. Book a call with me today and let's get started.